Today is Bell Let's Talk Day. CTV News national correspondent Paul Hollingsworth joins us live from Halifax to share his personal story about mental illness.
Hey, Paul, good morning. Appreciate you joining us on Bell Let's Talk Day. This is a very personal story to you about your brother taking his own life. You've gone public with this. Why did you decide to do that? And how has that going public with this perhaps helped you and hopefully helped others?
Well, good morning to you both, and good morning to our viewers. It's a really good question. Look, when we lost my brother Bryce the week before Christmas in 1991, we started on the bottom that day, but now we've climbed up a lot higher, and it's an opportunity to, take a negative, refocus it into a positive, learn a terrible lesson in life from a family standpoint. He's my brother. He's gone. He's 25 years old forever. He's never coming back. And I miss him every second of the day. But if I can take that experience and remind myself on a daily basis that, there are people in the community who are suffering just like he was suffering. And it makes you a little more sensitive, a little more socially aware. You look to your left, you look to the right, you look into crowds of people who are sometimes lonely in a room full of people, and try to connect with them, try to help them, try to reach out to them, and let them know they are not alone. That's how my story has formed. I'm very blessed that I don't suffer from the things my brother Bryce suffered from. I've never had depression. I don't have that in me. But I have awareness, I have advocacy, I have sensitivity towards this. And my takeaway from the experience is that if something happens to someone in my community, it happens to me. And it's because of that moment. And there's an opportunity to support people 365 a year, but today especially.
Yeah.
Paul, I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine what your brother's death did to you, your family, his friends, the community. What do you have to say to people out there who have recently lost someone to suicide and are perhaps beating themselves up with the guilt of that, of thinking, why didn't I see this coming? What should I have done? What could I have done?
Those are, I would say to them that those are very relatable feelings. I've had those feelings myself. I would say to them that sometimes the help you want to give is not received by the people you love the most. It's a strange world that way. I can do work in the community and make connections at large in meaningful ways. And I could list off some of the more beautiful interactions I've had in my community over the past 35 years since I've lost Bryce. Ways that I've touched people, I've enriched my life. I think I've made positive connections, but he was not available to be reached out to. I would say to those people who are watching, or people who are dealing with a similar situation right now, keep talking. Tell the people, a phone call, reach out, let them know how much you love them, how much you care for them, how much you want to be a part of their story, and how much you want them to be a part of your story. Forever is a long time, and I lost my brother forever, and he is my big brother forever, and my invisible best friend. I can't go back and do that, but I can urge people to look for the signs and always keep talking and let people know that you care.
Yeah, and Paul, traveling back in time, 1991, I mean, the stigma, look, there is a stigma today as much as Bell Let's Talk is trying to be part of, overcoming that stigma. But I mean, 1991, people didn't talk about these things. I'm sure your brother didn't necessarily talk about it. I'm not sure how your family managed with this. But how do you see the conversation evolving and when you compare just this completely different era we're in right now?
It's evolved. But there's more, and I know you hinted at this in your question, and you framed it perfectly. It's evolved. There's more work to do. The stigma isn't wiped away, but there's still a whiff of it, and I bump into it sometimes in my everyday life. I would say this. I treat it with humility. If I can take ego out of my life and bring humility to my life, I remind myself these things every day, regardless of the travels I have, the career I have, the family I have, the moderate success I've had in my life at different intervals. losing my brother taught me a sense of humility, because I learned that day on December 16th, 1991, that whatever I have in this world can be taken away from me at any particular moment. And it was taken away from him as well. So if I remind myself that on a daily basis, that humility allows me to interact with people in a certain way that probably would be different than before that line of demarcation 35 years ago. And if I can approach it that way, I think that's a nice way to help kick down that stigma and talk about it and frame it in a much different way, because it connects me and my story to my brother. I lost my brother lost his life, our family was devastated by it, but I'm here today to talk about it in a positive way and to try to be an agent of change in at least a little way on a daily basis.
Okay, that is CTV National News correspondent Paul Hollingsworth. Paul, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bell Let's Talk Day to remember Bryce.
Thanks so much, Paul.